Welcome back to the second quarter of the Bobby Dupre Show, and we run it in 4 quarters now because we're in football season. And
but we don't have replacement refs. Our ref is our regular ref. We don't use them.
No, that's right. Ooh, Lord, did you talk about open a can of worms?
Making some trouble.
But it's trouble. But I got to thinking. I said, there's always 2 sides to this, and this is gonna. They'll almost have to give those referees the money they were demanding because the others are doing so bad, and the public is demanding. Now the NFL owners are demanding, and even former President Bill Clinton asked them to get together and end this.
It would take $3.3 million to make the thing work. That would be 20 cents per ticket that they sell. 20 cents per ticket. So they're going to just let the fans know we're going to add a $1 surcroage
and get to your ticket.
That way y'all get the referees y'all want, you see.
But that was a bad ending to that game. It's not us to judge. And when they call that on the field, that's not a play that for some reason, and I don't want to get into all the technicalities.
The way it got called, they couldn't review it.
You couldn't review it. Anyhow, it was, but after, did I say that I went to see my dentist, Dr. Sean Briggs? That's what I was.
That's where we're going.
That's where we were headed. Over in Church Point,
right?
And he made a crown, and so I'm crowned now.
All right.
So thank you, Sean.
You're a king like Burger King.
Yeah, that's correct. You're correct. Then after that, I said, you know what? I've got a few minutes here. I'm going to visit somebody I haven't seen in a long time. Mike Guidry, who has the big truck parts and repair shop. And when I say repair shop, he has a shop, and he's got the trucks from anywhere from farmers, those big 18-wheelers is what he works on, big diesel trucks, truck tractors, from farmers all the way to the Department of Transportation in there, and everything between it.
You had Canal and a couple of those truck terminals in that area, and then you had the state. I mean, a lot of business there.
And he knows so much about those transmissions and all that. They call him for information all over. So I had a good visit with Mike. It had been several years since we had sat and talked. We had talked, but had never had the face-to-face, and he closed the door and didn't answer the phone. Mike's a character, but for that reason, I didn't stay too long because that phone doesn't stop. People call him from all over the United States and I guess Mexico and Canada because he knows the parts business, the used parts. If he doesn't have it, he knows where they can go and get it. So anyhow, I had a real nice visit. Mike, good morning to you, and we are going to go ride. I met him first riding motorcycles, and he has a collection of motorcycles and vehicles.
This Sunday, if you want to go to the Family Fun Day at St. Peter's Catholic Church in Grand Prairie, Louisiana, they got raffles going on with quilts and barbecue pits and gumbo pots, and they got a sauce piquant cook-off going on, $50 to enter. You can call Debbie LaFleur at 277-6785 from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m., and of course the music's going to be provided by WD and the Cherokee Playboys.
We've been talking about that for 3 months.
That's right. So it's now going to happen.
It's going to happen. Something a little bit new from Miss Mavis Frugier, our friend from Orneville. Usually is the Table Francais. Well, this one is a little bit different. They are starting a new event at New News in Orneville. That's the old Singleton lumberyard buildings that they're using there. And they call it the Blue Velvet Soiree. It's wonderful big band sounds, great dancing music. And, you know, there's still a demand for that. Even the young ones like that kind of music.
They used to have that right here at the Cedar Lane Lounge, right around the corner from where we are right now.
That's correct. You are correct. Then basically, back in those days, the big bands on the way from Houston to New Orleans or New Orleans to Houston, they'd stop here on a Sunday afternoon and play the music.
Now,
and
that'd have been a little before your time to go.
Before my time, that was, and they had a golf course also then, and the men would shower and dress up in white suits and all. I mean, this was a high-class deal. You had to be somebody to be invited to that. You had to be invited, I think.
There you go.
Anyhow, it's going to always be on the last Friday of the month, and this month is going to be the 28th. And the dance starts at 7, but they're going to have dancing lessons to this type of music from 6 to 7.
Okay.
And the whole cost admission is $10 per person. Bring your own bottle. Should be a nice new event. Thank you, Miss Mavis, for passing this on to us. And Mr. Bo Williford notified us that one of the people that he knew pretty well, Corey Sanders, who was a South African heavyweight with a real good boxing record, and at one time was a world champion. He stopped Waldemar Klitschko,
one of the Klitschko brothers.
In the second round in March 8th, 2003.
You know them big Russians. You know the Klitschkos.
That's correct. That is correct.
You watch boxing?
And what about The Voice? The Voice is a pretty popular program. And right here in the Lafayette area is Mackenzie Berg. He'll hit the stage to perform on The Voice. How about that?
I like that. 19 years old from Lafayette?
From Lafayette, Louisiana. And talking about people from the Lafayette area doing good, something completely different, is Mr. Tim Garrett.
Show that photo there, Mark.
Show that photo. And
that's not you? No, that's not you. I thought it was you working out.
Tim Garrett is a natural bodybuilder who refuses to take steroids and who competes in contests with drug testing.
Right. They do a much heavier drug testing than the traditional guys just to show that it's all natural.
And he's the man you see in there, that well-built gentleman, is 48 years old.
Wow.
And people ask him, why does he continue competing? He's going to Cleveland in a few days to compete on a national program. He's won national titles, and you can see from the physique right here. And
I'm not 48 yet. You know, if I started now, I wonder if I could get that. You think I could get that big?
Well,
when I grow up,
I think he trains at the Gold's Gym in Brobridge. Oh yeah, that's on the main drag.
That's not far.
There.
I could get there in the evenings.
In fact, went by there. Charles Cummins and I went to Brobridge. We might have a picture. We'll talk about it later. But the Gold's Gym is pretty close to where Timeline Builders is building a new bank and also a new facility, after-hours type facility for Lourdes Hospital on that same main highway coming into Brobridge, Louisiana.
I like his big thing about don't try to set a huge goal, set a bunch of small goals. You want to set a small goal, work your way. Don't make it so big and that you can't make it.
You know, I'll talk about, I guess, my health. Dr. Mickey, I asked him, you know, when I first started going to him, and he started me off on some blood pressure medication and all, and I asked him if there was anything to be careful, like exercising. He says, do all the walking you feel comfortable doing, do that on a regular basis. I'd recommend that. But he says, one thing that I'd be very, very careful is I wouldn't get into any heavy weightlifting. It's very, very dangerous. And when he said that, I said, Henry Reels. Henry Reels was born and raised right here and got into heavy weightlifting, and it created a stroke and crippled him pretty bad. I talked about him a few years ago, you might remember, over at Lafayette Honda. Mike, the owner, Mike Roberts, has really spent a lot of time with Henry, giving him things to do to keep his mind and kind of like the rehabilitation that we do with the children at the Cerebral Palsy Clinic, keep those muscles moving.
So if you're going to a big new exercise regime, talk to your doctor. Get your doctor's advice.
Doctor, and don't do that heavy until you build up to it, and then I'd still be very, very cautious.
There you go.
If you've got a few years and you're not accustomed to it.
How about another sponsor? Over on Cresswell Lane, we got our new sponsor. We got We got Sears over here, and Sears of Opelousas on 901 Cresswell Lane, open Monday through Fridays 9 to 7, Saturdays from 9 to 6, and Sundays 11 to 4. Now, it looks small from the outside because the shop center is so long, but it's a huge store inside. Don't think of it as a catalog store. Go in and take a look. They've got mattresses in stock, dishwashers, refrigerators, ranges, washers, dryers, freezers, riding tractors and mowers, TVs, whatever you need. They've got some of that
Craftsman tools.
That's correct.
And that's
Craftsman's tools.
Very popular.
With excellent warranties on those Craftsman tools as well. And
I think it's lifetime.
That's right. Derek and his whole family.
Be a good deal to sell me because my lifetime is getting kind of short.
It'd be a shorter one. Boy, that's terrible. But Derek and the whole family here, they're local folks. Marla, his wife, teaches music over at OC and very active singing at the 4 p.m. Mass over at St. Landry. They've got a son, Sydney, that's a football player over at OC and is a senior. So local people, local products, go buy Sears on Cresswell Lane.
Okay. The Liberty Theater,
yep.
They had their 25th birthday party, and of course the Liberty Theater has been a real excellent drawing of tourism to St. Landry Parish, and more particular, of course, to Eunice, where they took the old theater that was originally a movie theater, and they made it into a music theater. And it's been very popular and well attended, and they bring in all types of musicians. And the two that they featured on the front page announcing this was two very young players, Luke and Philip Huval, and they don't look, maybe Philip looks like he might be, what, 14 right here?
At the most, I would
guess. And Luke would probably be about 11 or 12. Yeah. Very young, and that reminds me that what's our little man from Bro Bridge started out.
Hunter Hayes.
Hunter Hayes.
Got it.
Hunter Hayes has just come out with a new CD and really has grown to be a very popular musician. He continues to grow, and he not only is growing in the singing, where he started like, what, 6 years old, he was on national television, right, and has progressed through the years, but he's also very talented in writing, and as we know,
and production work, the mixing, and all of that.
Blair Daly from right here, he went to Nashville. That's Tom and Madeline's son. He went to Nashville and has really created a fantastic name for himself.
It's hard to
writing.
Find. It's hard to find it's hard to go through a day that an album in the top 10 in country music right now doesn't have some song that Blair was involved with. I mean, he's that popular that he's been on all these,
and I remember,
all over the charts.
I remember Tom, I said, how's that Blair doing? And he'd kind of shake his head. He says, he's really a good young kid. But he said, they play that loud music. And then he changed over and went into the countryside of it and moved over to Nashville and went to college there, studying music. Yeah. So good little life stories about people, and Hunter is going on, I guess not I guess, he's doing the tour and all of that with the lead in for the big names. Sure. And one day, hopefully, he is the big name. And of course, he's the son of Mr. and Ms. Leo Hayes from Bro Bridge, Louisiana.
There you go. And what else do we have? How about I'll sneak a sponsor in? Targill Supply. Go by Targill, get some of your seasoning. Targill can help you with seasoning, butcher supplies, cutlery, and kitchen supplies. They can do everything from custom-made seasoning blends for you and package it in nice, neat logos for you and everything. If you're trying to sell it, if you're trying to give it away as a promotion for your business, or if you're just trying to buy seasonings and those type of things, or cooking type things for your outdoor kitchen, your grocery store, your restaurant, they can handle all that as well. Go by Targill.com for more info.
And we've got several pictures. We're going to come back on the third quarter, and so we're taking a 1-minute break here.
See you in a minute.